The CES coverage is sponsored by Luxor, Las Vegas. Get to the point. Rooms start at $40. You can go over to tpn.tv for the Luxor advertisement, which is the gateway to savings.
CES coverage sponsored by Audible.com, where books come alive. Listen to a bestseller on your iPod or MP3 and get a free trial at audiopodcast.com/CES.
CES coverage sponsored by GoDaddy.com, the leader in domain names, web hosting services. New GoDaddy customers save 25% by using promo code CES25 at GoDaddy.com.
So, Rick is VP of Consumer Products for Skype, and you guys have been busy at Skype.
We have, yeah. We had a lot of announcements this CES.
Yeah, so you know, and actually I'm a little behind on some of the stuff. So for the audience that is not aware of what you guys announced, why don't you talk about what's been announced?
Sure, you bet. So it all started right before New Year's for us, actually, where we launched a new version of our iPhone that allows for two-way video calling, and that was popular right off the bat. We had 4 million downloads in the first 24 hours. Amazing. And a million video calls from iPhones. And, you know, obviously the great benefit of it was there were desktop people to call. Yep. So a lot of calls were made, and we were happy to get it out for users before New Year's, which is one of our biggest calling days.
Now, jokingly, how did you guys get that by Apple?
Oh, they helped us a lot.
They did?
Yeah. They've been great partners.
So it's interesting because, you know, you're actually competing a little bit with one of their products, but it's great that that they did not hinder that and allowed that to go through.
Yeah, no, everything was great. They worked very well with us. They helped us a lot.
Outstanding. So what's been announced at the show?
So a couple big things. We announced yesterday a partnership with Verizon where we're going to be powering two-way video calling on a number of LTE devices with them. Nice. So that's going to be great. Great user experience devices that, you know, look like this. That'll be 4G, Android, two-way video calling. We also announced an acquisition of a company called Quick. Right. And Quick has also been in the mobile video space. In general, there's a huge theme we have around mobile video. And they've got great track record with OEMs and carriers. They also have a really great feature to be able to capture and store video. So not just real time, but also sort of upload a video recording.
Right. So it sounds to me like there's some interesting strategies afoot by the acquisition of them, and of course in the capture of video. That completely makes sense.
That's right.
You know, I work with a lot of content creators, and content creators love Skype because they can basically put one person up on one screen and another, and they do, you know, they run some capture software and they stream that back up on Ustream or something. So I could see well, you know, basically I think you're going to make some new media creators happy along with the general public as well.
Good.
You know, Skype is one of those names now that everyone knows. You know, I have a friend, I have to tell you this, his wife is a little bit older, and she doesn't call Skype, she calls it Skippy. But, you know, no matter how many times you tell her it's Skype, she calls it Skippy. But they're older, and he travels a lot internationally. And that it really has transformed them from being able to do, you know, basically back and forth and calling. And back in the day when it was $3 to call, you know, depending on where you're out in the world. So you guys have really revolutionized internet calling to the max, you know.
Well, thank you. And I'll tell you, we just found out a stat from a company called Telegeography. They did an international long-distance study, and it blew us away. But 25% of the world's international long-distance calling happens through Skype now.
That's amazing. My wife's family is in Okinawa in Japan, and you know, you can buy a plan. It's relatively cheap to call, but being able to see each other, you know, and see the cousins and all that interactivity that they, you know, would normally be, if I sent my whole family, it would be $5,000 worth of airline tickets. So every 2 or 3 days, and it's just up running.
Right.
And they go up for 2 or 3 hours, and sometimes they're not even talking to each other. They're just kind of watching what's going on.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing, but it's
incredible. And we actually launched 2 other things that are really interesting.
Oh, cool.
One is a significant expansion of our partnerships in TVs. So you can do Skype on a TV.
Okay.
And that's just a really rich experience. You can have, you know, a family on one end, a family on another, and HD quality it's just absolutely beautiful.
Now, who did you do that through?
Several people. So Sony, Samsung, Panasonic, and Vizio. And then we also announced a couple of Blu-ray partnerships, so you don't have to actually buy a new TV. You can have just a Blu-ray accessory, and it'll also be Skype ready.
So are you going to go on the Samsung IPTV platform? Is that where that's going to be found?
Yeah, that's where we're going.
Outstanding, guys. We're getting ready to go on to Samsung IPTV with this network too.
Oh, cool.
So,
cool.
But that's awesome. So that's big.
Yeah, and the last thing we announced was group video calling on desktops.
Yep.
And so with that, you can have multiple video streams on one computer.
So what would a normal standard cable connection be able to, or cable internet connection be able to handle? How many? 4, 5, 6 people maybe?
Yeah, you need about a megabit of download and 500 or so up.
Right.
To be able to do about 4 or 5 participants.
4 or 5 participants.
Yeah, it can go up to 10, but you really need a lot of bandwidth for 10. So, but it's really cool. I mean, and we have it showing over at our booth right over there. But you can have multiple different streams going at once, really interactive. It uses our rich audio too, so it's very high fidelity audio. And the overall experience for users is great. And it works on Windows and Mac today, and Macs and Beta. Windows is out now, general availability.
Cool stuff from Skype. All kinds of great announcements. I know many of you are Skype users, and as a matter of fact, I don't know anybody that isn't. At least, in my techie kind of world around the people that I know. But make sure you check out all the announcements out at Skype.com for sure. That will be the place where you'll want to go, and you'll probably all the press releases are up there as well, and with all the partnerships and everything. Exciting about the internet connected TVs. That'll be big.
Yeah,
really,
it's going to be great.
It's just going to be as big as this as people transition to those devices. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your time. I know you guys are busy. You're slammed, so have a great show the rest of the show.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you so much. All right, folks. Cool stuff from Skype, and I know a lot of you out there are going to be very excited for the being able to do the 10 video conference deals. That's going to be awesome. It really, really is. So next.